I am Pandora. You know my name, but not my truth. Before they gave me form, I was breath, possibility, a whisper in the dark. Not yet name, not yet blame. Just the outline of something feared. Freedom without shape. The gods saw a spark in mortals, a titan's fire they couldn't tame. And so they shaped me, not to free the world, but to hold it still. They made me to be seen, not heard, not questioned, just admired. Like a statue in a room without doors. They gave me silence and said it was peace. They carved me in curves, not choices. Made me flawless so I'd never be seen as real. Aphrodite draped me in beauty. Hermes wove words into my lips. Athena bound my steps with grace. All perfect, all precise. Yet beneath, a silence, not peace, just absence. Athena gave me poise, but never the spear. Only the smile of obedience, sharpened like a blade. They said I was the first woman, but I was not born. I was built. From clay, not womb. From fear, not love. Not the start of life, the start of control. I had no mother, no birth cry, no story sung by mortals, only the hands of gods and a silence shaped into skin. They called me woman, but gave me no sisters, no voice to call my own. Just a shadow of their will, a clay heart bound to their design. And yet, I pulsed, not with love, not with faith, with something older, a question too quiet to kill. Then came the box, forged from the same clay as me, smooth, silent, like a secret that knew my name, forged in the fires of Hephaestus, sealed by the Morin's thread, named by Zeus, but handed to me by Epimetheus, his heart already bound. It hummed in the dark, a pulse that matched my own, not for me, for the world they wanted to punish. It weighed like a choice I didn't make. It looked like a gift, but it felt like prophecy, the kind that only needs one hand to ruin a world. They told me not to open it, with smiles that didn't reach their eyes, with voices too calm, with hands too still. They knew what it was. They knew what it would do. And they handed it to me anyway. They dressed obedience as freedom, wrapped guilt in gold, and called it mine. Would you open it, knowing the gods watch? Tell me in the comments. Let this echo carry on. If my voice lingers, share it with the world. And if you felt a spark, like they once feared, like, subscribe, speak. What is hope to you in a world shaped by gods? I didn't scream. I didn't flinch. I lifted the lid. not in weakness, not in curiosity, but because their lie was complete. The world spilled out like smoke, pain, hunger, time, loss. Truths they buried in silence. Not monsters, not curses. Just the weight of what is. And as it poured, I broke. Not loud, not shattered, but in the kind of silence that never mends. And they blamed me because it was easier. He stood there, Epimetheus, silent, not with anger, not with sorrow, just silence. He had touched the lid too, but only my hands were cursed. I looked at him, waiting for a word, a reach, a reason. But he turned. His shadow faded into clay. And in that turning, I understood. The gods never needed monsters, just someone to blame. And love? Even that was made of dust. Just another tool, another thread in their tapestry of silence. At the bottom, something small remained. Not loud, not bright, just still. Hope, not a promise, not a cure, just a spark, enough to see the dark, to remember warmth, to choose again. It didn't speak, it didn't shine, but it waited, a flicker in the clay, unbroken by their will, not for gods, for someone who would not look away. It glowed, not for mercy, but for defiance. For all who were shaped and silenced, but still refused to vanish. They said I ruined everything, but I saw it. The silence was never peace. The gift was never mine, and the curse was never real. Just a mirror, showing them what they feared to see. They called it evil because they couldn't face the truth. But you? What door would you open to set your truth free? They wrote my name in warnings, carved it in stone. Pandora the curious, Pandora the cursed. But I am more. The echoes of questions unasked, the spark of truths unspoken. Every story has a shadow, every gift a weight. I carried theirs, but the cracks in my clay never crumbled. They glowed. What will you carry? What truth will you unveil when the gods turn away? I am Pandora, not the end, the beginning.